Even if you've seen each film a dozen times, you might not know these behind-the-scenes facts. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 crazy facts you probably didn't know about the Harry Potter movies. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the most interesting bits of information that the cast and producers have revealed about the making of this popular series of fantasy films. Number 10. The Black Family Tree Tapestry was really authentic. If you've read Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, you probably remember the scene where Sirius is showing Harry his family tree, which is on a tapestry hanging in Grimmauld Place.
This is the Black Family Tree. My deranged cousin. I hated them.
While it may not get a ton of screen time in the film, the producers still put in all the work to make it as close to the author's imaginings as possible. J.K. Rowling allegedly gave them a family tree with over 70 names on it, as well as details of how they were all connected. The book version is supposed to date back to the Middle Ages, so it would have been even more extensive. Number 9. Emma Watson not hugging Rupert Grint was based on genuine awkwardness.
Harry! It's Hermione!
In the final scenes of The Chamber of Secrets, Hermione is finally revived after having been petrified for much of the story's conclusion. In the Great Hall, she greets Harry and Ron for the first time and hugs Harry before awkwardly avoiding a hug with Ron. It turns out Emma Watson was quite nervous at the time about having to hug the boys, so her trepidation about embracing Ron was totally authentic. According to director Chris Columbus, Watson initially refused to hug either of the boys, so Columbus embraced her genuine discomfort and found a compromise. She hugged Radcliffe but skipped Grint, perfectly foreshadowing their later romantic relationship in the process. Number 8. Those were real owls carrying the letters. In the age of special effects and CGI, it's almost unbelievable that they put the time and effort into this. But in the first Harry Potter film, when Harry receives the thousands of letters informing him of his acceptance to Hogwarts, the owls who deliver them are not computer animated. Nor are the letters.
Shoot! Good.
The crew trained real owls to carry envelopes, only to discover after much trial and error that the envelopes they were using were too heavy. This meant that they had to completely recreate the painstakingly handmade creations. For the fifth movie, they brought 40 kittens on set to film the scenes for Umbridge's office. Don't worry though, they were all adopted afterwards. Number 7. Harry Melling almost lost his role.
I'm not Harry.
This young British actor, who portrayed Harry's horrible cousin Dudley Dursley in the films, was nearly out of the job at one point. In between filming Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Melling lost so much weight that he no longer fit his character description. One of Dudley's main characteristics is his portly stature, so it didn't exactly fit to have someone thin playing him. Rather than recast, however, the producers made a fat suit for him to wear as filming went forward.
Hey, Big D. Beat up another 10-year-old.
This one deserved it.
Number 6. The 7 Potter scene was not easy to film.
They won't know which Harry Potter is the real one.
The real one.
At the beginning of Deathly Hallows Part 1, Harry has to be safely transported to the Burrow from the Dursleys' house on Privet Drive. The problem is that the Order suspects that Voldemort knows of their plans to move him. In order to decrease their odds of Harry being killed in transit, 6 others take Polyjuice Potion in order to temporarily transform into Harry.
As for Harry,
Yes.
the real Harry. Where the devil are you anyway?
Here.
Considering Daniel Radcliffe had to actually act out each role, this scene became incredibly complicated to shoot.
Rupert walks with a really sort of sexy wiggle.
It allegedly took them over 95 takes in order to get it right. Similarly, many Ford Anglias were ruined when filming the Whomping Willow scene. Number 5. They built a lot of sets.
Welcome to the Gryffindor Common Room.
Throughout the journey that Harry, Ron, and Hermione take over the span of the 8 movies, the characters are constantly visiting new places and discovering new parts of the Wizarding World. Because of this, the art department was constantly at work on creating new sets in order to expand the scope of this greater Wizarding World. Especially in the later movies, the trio moves around a lot, seeing the Quidditch World Cup, entering the Department of Mysteries, and walking through Godric's Hollow. All in all, it's been estimated that more than 588 sets were built in total.
I love magic.
Number 4. Emma almost did an audition.
I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
It's hard to imagine anyone else playing the role of Hermione Granger, but it turns out that it almost didn't happen.
It's sort of exciting, isn't it? Breaking the rules.
Who are you and what have you done with Hermione Granger?
In the quest to find young actors to play the pivotal roles from the Harry Potter books, the producers went through a rigorous casting process that brought them to schools all around the United Kingdom. One of those schools was Emma Watson's, and even though she was a huge Harry Potter fan, she reportedly wasn't interested in auditioning.
She needs to sort out her priorities.
As the story goes, it was one of her teachers that prodded her to give it a try, and the rest is history.
My school teacher, called Mr. Hancock, who's now left, got, I think, a letter saying if there's any kids in school that you think could act in the Harry Potter film, would you mind them auditioning?
Number 3. The trio took souvenirs from the set. Considering how many props were used during the creation of this film series, we're going to guess that no one noticed if a couple went missing at the end. Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson all took a little something home with them after filming Wrapped, which was key to their character. Daniel chose to take both the first pair of glasses Harry wore and the last. Emma took a wand, and Rupert took the Deluminator, which was so important to Ron in the story's final installments. If Dumbledore decided to leave it to him, we're not going to argue with that.
One only remembers to turn on the light.
Number 2. The script forced J.K. Rowling to reveal Dumbledore's sexual orientation.
Dumbledore's gay.
Long before J.K. Rowling shared the fact that Hogwarts headmaster Albus Dumbledore was gay with the public, she had let the filmmakers in on the secret. Rowling chose never to mention this fact in the books, saying that it wasn't relevant to his character's story.
It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
When going over the script for one of the films, however, Rowling noticed a line where Dumbledore mentions a girl he had a crush on once. She had to tell the writers to scrap the line because it wasn't true to the character she had imagined.
Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all those who live without love.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Mum?
Reading? I didn't know you could read.
Number 1. The producers tried to make the actors look like the book characters, but failed. Knowing the rabid fanbase that the books had, the film creators had their work cut out for them when it came to casting actors who looked as much like the book characters as possible. One of the issues they encountered was that their Harry, Daniel Radcliffe, had blue eyes instead of green. Much is made of Harry's eye color in the books, for reasons which become clear later in the series.
You have your mother's eyes.
But despite their attempts to get him to use colored contacts, an allergic reaction prevented it from happening. Similarly, Hermione's large front teeth are emblematic of her character, but when Emma Watson wore false ones, it affected her ability to deliver her lines.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
You do it then if you're so clever.
Go on.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.